You talk about you want Josh Allen to win games, you want him to come up big in the end. Well, there's no one better than Tom Brady. And he's still doing it now at 45 years old. 2 weeks ago, he played like garbage against the Rams, but guess what? 40 seconds left on the clock. He drove the ball down, left 9 seconds on the clock. There was time left on the clock, and he got them the win. And that's what you want from Josh Allen. Brady did it again in Germany. The point here is there are quarterbacks that can do it. I think Josh Allen can. I think he's shown that he can, but he has struggled at times in his career. And this 3-game stint right now is definitely a mental thing and not a physical thing, right? We know his elbow was hurt, but come on. The guy threw for well over 300 yards. There was nothing wrong with his arm. There is nothing wrong with him physically. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. He can do all the things he needs to do physically. It comes down to what you're talking about. There is a mental thing going on here, and it's not good. We need to reset. Josh Allen needs to reset. The coaching staff need to reset. And all the players around Josh need to reset and then regroup and help him grow from there. We've talked about this earlier in the season, that there's been some receiving core issues that are actually hurting Josh more than they have in the last 2 seasons. Last season, Gabriel Davis was excellent. This season, huge regression. He had a good game actually this past game, and we'll talk a little bit about that later, but for the most part, Gabriel Davis has been significantly worse than he was last year. He's not getting the same separation. He's dropping balls. And same goes for Dawson Knox. Same kind of thing. Again, I thought he had a good game this past week, but if we look across the board of the first half of this season, he's had the same issues as Davis. He's had issues in separation and getting open, and he's had issues holding on to the ball and making big plays when we need it. So the point is it's sort of a compounding thing here where, yes, Josh might be losing it mentally a little bit in these big moments, but a lot of that doesn't actually fall on him. I think it falls on the people around him. I think it falls on the coaching staff. I think some of the play calls have been very questionable. I think Ken Dorsey has not been great. I think he's been a subpar to mediocre offensive coordinator so far. And I think Josh Allen, because he's that talented, has actually masked those issues. And I think now that we're seeing Josh maybe not playing quite at the same level, those issues are coming out. So I think that really it's actually more of a coaching issue. And I think it's a player personnel around Josh that are the main issues. And talking about player personnel, let's not forget about the run game that continues to have problems. We can't run the ball consistently. Oh, wait, sorry, we can. Josh Allen can run the ball consistently. I'm sorry, it's not a run game. And this comes back again to the mental issues for Josh. I think it's too much pressure on him. Look, he's being paid a ton of money. He's a great player. He's an MVP caliber quarterback. He's probably still the best, if not one of the top 2 quarterbacks in the NFL. Even now, after these 3 games, he's still one of the best. But you're asking too much. You're asking him to run. You're asking him to throw pretty much on every play. And if he's not throwing on those plays, he's being asked to run. You're asking him to make big plays. You're putting him in situations where he feels like he has to do something big. And it comes down to, finally, I'll get to it, which is the final play of the game. His interception. It was a poor decision, but it happened because of the pressure that we're putting on him. You're asking the guy to be perfect all the time. You can't ask that. Patrick Mahomes has bad games too. And guess what? Patrick Mahomes has a significantly better run game. And they've always made efforts to give him a run game and actually stick with the run game.